up, Mastermind?
It's on.
Timer started. Talk to 7.
Millionaires. Today we have Miss Earlene Mckee with us, and she will be talking to us today about nonprofit. So she'll drop a lot of gems. We're gonna be here. We'll ask some questions. It'll be very interactive. So have the question, leave in the comment, or we'll have her information posted on the link right down there. You know, so hit her up if you got any question. She was an accountant. She's very good at what she do too.
Yeah, I was just gonna give y'all some background. You know, she helped us clean up all of our mess that was our finances. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
And thank you all for inviting me. Let me tell you all a little bit about my company, and I need you all to introduce yourselves. I mean, y'all, let's go through that. I'm Earlene Mckee. I'm married. I have 3 children. I know they find it hard. I have a 44-year-old daughter who has recently been promoted to the president of Atlanta Life Insurance Company. I've been in business for myself ever since pretty much she was 6 years old. So it's been a long time.
I've been in the game.
I'm a veteran at this. I've seen it all. I started doing taxes when I rolled around in my car, and I had boxes in the back of my car, and I had the forms. That was before the computer, the Stone Age. So I've been doing it for a long time. So I'm really glad to be invited this morning and to sit and share with you all about a nonprofit, because these nonprofits are really near and dear to my heart. So that's good. So I'm gonna start out. If you all could just tell me your name so I can just jot them down. So
I'll start.
And what style you been?
Okay. Well, nice to meet you. My name is Ben Trammell, owner of Applied Pressure and member of Mastermind Millionaire.
Okay. And what is Applied Pressure? Tell me.
Applied Pressure, we are a cleaning service that we clean the interior and exterior of homes, brand new built homes, and also for private homeowners.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
My name is Marquise Robbins. It's nice to meet you. I'm married, as you see. My wife, I got a 3-year-old daughter and a baby on the way, a little boy. I operate and run Finishing Touch Interior Carpentry. It's a finished carpentry company based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah.
Hold on, man. Shout out to my wife, Keita, if you out there.
Yeah, double back.
Hey, shout out to y'all married too. Keita, kids, Kyla, what's up?
All right, Dre.
Yeah, Dre White. Y'all know the boy. Follow me on all social media platforms at Dre White Vlogs. You know, 1/5 of Mastermind Millionaires, and I'm in business with my bro Frank, and we own FD Building LLC. Really a general contractor company. We in real estate. We do pretty much a little bit of everything involving real estate. So financing, all that.
Very good.
I'm Artavius White, 1/5 member of Mastermind Millionaires, and I am owner of Transformation Landscaping. It's a landscaping company out of Columbus, Georgia, and surrounding areas.
And of course, this is your boy Frank Johnson, 1/3 owner of FD Building.
Half.
Building.
Third.
A half owner of FD Building, also half owner of multiple other businesses, and also soon to be a real estate agent. So you need a house, holler at me. I got you. I help you get finance and everything.
Come with the contractor team. We got your financing, everything you need.
Everything all in one. All right, that sounds great. Okay, well, very nice to meet all of y'all. And y'all, you very diversified. I like that. But you complement each other extremely well, all of your businesses. So that's really good. So we're going to start out. I just want to take a minute and have Dre go over the mission and the purpose of why I'm here.
Okay. So we brought Miss Earlene to talk about a nonprofit because that's what's near and dear to our heart. So when we were forming Mastermind Millionaires, we really created a mission statement to really guide us, on how we want to operate the group. So here's the mission statement. Millionaire Masterminds set out to amass wealth through the unification of like minds. Collectively, we will improve on every individual member's creative ways to attack and accomplish their goals. By empowering ourselves, we create the opportunity to empower our communities, inevitably creating our new tomorrow. Name and purposes. The partnership shall be officially known as the Mastermind Millionaires, herein called the M3. It shall be comprised of 7 active voting members, now 6, who shall be self-starters, must have started and is maintaining a successful business. Most possess some form of self-discipline and have some form of influence in their community. Purpose of the Mastermind Millionaires: to create an environment where young Black entrepreneurs can be cultivated by sharing ideas and experiences, holds each other accountable, mentor future generations, and invest in passive business strategies or opportunities. Establishing criteria to evaluate each business proposal, identify youth that need to be mentored, organize an outreach initiative at least once a year to give back to the community, and sponsor and host an annual retreat/conference to enlighten members and broaden their collective and individual goals.
Okay, very good. Well, one thing that when I was gathering my information is in your all's packets, I realized you all have already done a lot as far as establishing a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you all had that in mind when you all started out, but the mere fact that you already have your mission and your purpose, that's great. Because most people I sit down with, they don't even know. Mm-hmm. They be like, huh? So I want to commend you all for already having that in place.
Thank you.
If you just elaborate, what you said. Yes, when we started, this is not, I would say it's a Christian-based group. So you know how the Bible says, 10%, 10% is the tithe. Yeah. So what we decided is, since we do not all go to one church, so we decided to give that 10% back to the community in forms of helping the homeless, helping the school community, with gifts, doing back to school, programs and stuff like that, Christmas giveaways.
I love it because your business will be blessed, and that's one of the things that I talk about when I go out. I do a lot of financial literacy classes and training, so I teach and I strongly about charitable giving. I mean, if you give, the Bible says it's very clear it will come back. Mm-hmm. So you all have got a great foundation, and I'm just very proud of y'all. I just gotta say that. I gotta say that. It just warms my heart to hear that. So forming a nonprofit, that is the legalization of the organization. Mm-hmm. Let me just say that. And it's very important that it is formed correctly. And you all are really at the point that y'all are ready to go now, because you all kind of know what you want to do. You have your members together. You have your vision. You have your purpose. So we're ready to move. We're ready to hit the ground running with actually getting it established and getting it legitimized. Mm-hmm. So I just want to go over this first paragraph, and I'm going to read it for you just so you can hear it. A nonprofit organization is one that qualifies for tax-exempt status by the IRS because its mission and purpose are to further a social cause and provide a public benefit. Mm-hmm. It's in your statement already. Mm-hmm. Nonprofit organizations include hospitals, universities, national charities, and foundations. So you all will fit under national charities. Okay? To qualify as a nonprofit, your business must serve the public good in some way. Checkpoint. Mm-hmm. Nonprofits do not distribute profit to anything other than furthering the advancement of the organization. Mm-hmm. As such, you will be required to make your financial and operating information public so that donors can see how their contributions are being used.
Could I stop you and ask a question right there?
You can ask a question. Can I say something before you ask your question? Yep. That is very, very important. I had somebody come back to me just this week. He has been running a nonprofit, but he has failed to keep his nonprofit in compliance. Mm-hmm. A doctor. And there are people out there that look for reputable nonprofits. They have money, they want to give their money, donate money. Mm-hmm. And that is one of the things they check is the IRS website. The guy was ready to write his check. He has an upcoming award show. The guy called him and said, hey, look, I was getting ready to put my check in the mail. Your status is you're not on the list anymore with the IRS. He come calling me. I said, have you filed your 990s? No. Okay. So now we got to get him reinstated to do that. So I just want to stress right here from the very onset that you must file your paperwork in order to keep your nonprofit status once it's obtained to keep it in force. Visually, it benefits. That's how you fund this nonprofit. Okay. So you're on the right track.
Okay. So I think the question that everybody's trying to ask is, we still want to do the nonprofit, and we still want to make money from the investment that's been made into the group right now.
So what I was saying is we would reverse it. So right now we technically have a for-profit business with the Mastermind Millionaires.
Okay.
So we would be wanting to start a nonprofit, but we wouldn't want to turn this into a nonprofit because it's already set up for us to make profit out of it.
Right. Okay, then what you need to do is take the percentage or whatever that needs to be, that's something that you all have to decide as a business and say, well, we're going to take this amount right here and we're going to start this nonprofit, and then that nonprofit we're going to do those things that he stated in your mission.
Okay. So we would do the same thing that the group is doing, but
this information.
It took a little break. We covered some information in that little segment that you guys may have missed, and the conversation is so genuine that we don't want to run it back. So while we editing, if it's anything that was left out from that part, then I'll jump on camera and then plug y'all in to what we was talking about. Okay. But we're gonna continue. Perfect.
So we're just gonna go down this list here.
Okay.
These 8 things, and most of which you've already done. You've done your research, so you know what you're gonna do. You've already chosen a name for the nonprofit. Now, the Mastermind Millionaires, is that your name for your profit group that you all have established? And do you all have to come up with a variation for the nonprofit?
Yeah, so that's what we'll have
what kind of name for it?
Okay, so we can do this. I'm gonna put a star by that. That's something y'all need to work on. Okay. So you already established the mission statement. Maybe it might need a little fine tuning, a little wordsmithing. Yeah. But other than that, y'all got direction. Okay. Because this right here becomes a part of your application to the IRS, your mission statement. So it needs to be very clear and very succinct. Okay. File your articles of incorporation with the state. That costs $100. Like you file for your businesses with the state of Georgia. So you file that, and you have to do your articles of incorporation. That's fairly easy. Follow the template really on the IRS, not the IRS, the state of Georgia website. Okay. And it's very clear. The one thing that is not as clear is the bylaws. So I have sample bylaws that I'll be glad to share with you all. Okay. I did not bring them today, but I'll get them to Frank or Drea, either one of their emails, and then they can share them with you all, and you all need to really work on your bylaws. Like, what are the law? Because that's the law, and that has to be filed with the IRS as well. And right here, it'll tell you what it outlines: the purpose, the membership structure. How does somebody become a member? Do you all even want other members? I don't know. If something happens to somebody, what are you all? How are you going to bring other people in to be a member of the organization? Your meeting procedures. How often you're going to meet? So you're going to need. I know y'all. Looks like y'all have a Mastermind Millionaires meeting established already. So are you all going to have a portion of that, like y'all did this morning, for the 501c3 to come in and say, let us talk about our charitable part? So that just needs to be clearly defined, and you need to have some committees. I know you're a group of, y'all said 6 now rather than 7. It's 5. So one person, maybe 2 people need to head up. Some of the committees would be your fundraising plans, and then another committee would be you decide what groups you're going to focus on and providing resources for. Your charitable giving. Those are your committees. Okay. And you all will be considered the executive committee because you all are the founders. Okay. Right now, staff compensation is one of them. But right now, I would like to think that because you all are getting started, you're not at the point to deal with that. So your staff compensation is going to be on a volunteer basis.
Okay.
Okay. Record keeping, that's very key. Somebody needs to be taking notes whenever you all have a meeting, writing it down, and they should be recorded, especially for the nonprofit section. They need to be recorded. It needs to be a formal meeting notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we have to have a conflict of interest policy.
Elaborate.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. So the conflict of interest. Somebody's serving on this board, a part of the group. What conflicts? Let me think of a good example.
So say if my personal business wanted to donate to the charity, could that happen still?
That could happen.
Mm-hmm.
That can definitely happen. But what you don't want to have happen is a conflict of interest. Is if someone is a part of your group, they're a part of another group, and they're using it for their benefit.
So let me give you a situation. You can tell me if this would be a conflict of interest. If we had an event coming up, and I have a landscaping business, some landscaping work needed to be done. What if I went through I would use the nonprofit to hire my business and do the work from my business, and will be getting paid from the nonprofit's money. Would that be a conflict of interest since he's on like the executive board?
That would probably be a conflict of interest.
Okay.
That would probably be a conflict of interest. But then there are ways in which you could do it to where it wouldn't be a conflict of interest. And I would need to really think about that before I put that out here on Facebook.
Yeah.
Let me get that part together for you, because that is something to think about, because you all would, like you said, if you're having something, that organization, I don't know, just let me put it together.
Okay.
I don't want to get caught down in that and that not be right.
Yeah, I think it was a situation with the Clinton Foundation where they awarded a contract, I think, to one of their relatives, and the press was all over it, saying.
So you have to be very careful about relatives and awarding contracts and getting money from other organizations and then funneling it down to relatives.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be. Now, if a relative has a viable
business and actually
nonprofit group, or the school is something that, say, your nieces and nephews went to, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about giving money directly to benefit that you possibly could come back in on the backside and benefit from.
Yeah. So is that a document that's like standardized, or is that something that we would come up with as a group?
For all the organizations that I've been in, I have an attorney that works with me, very close with me. She's actually my my business partner, but she kind of handles that part. Okay. So normally when we'll come back in as a group, I'll probably bring her with me. Mm-hmm. We'll help you out with the bylaws, confirm, say whether, once you all get an idea of what y'all want, and she'll say if this is legal or not. Okay. She'll come in with the legalities. Okay. You really need to have, that's the point. Later on here we talk about the disadvantages of a nonprofit. You got to have some money to take care of these type of things. Mm-hmm. So you got to file your 1023, your form with the IRS to get nonprofit status. That application back in the day used to be like $700. Mm-hmm. So now it's a lot less. You can do what they call a 1023 EZ for $275, but you need to do it very early on before you're making over $50,000. Okay. Any organization is already at that $50,000 mark, they have to pay. They can't get it for $275. Mm-hmm. So this is a good time for you all to come on. Let's put this $275 in. It's called a 1023 EZ form.
Mm-hmm. I do have a question. Mm-hmm. When it comes to administration, is it legal? to hire already to, let's assume, I'm married, he's married, and we hire his wife, to be the general manager, or
That's
the
fine.
administrator. You want to do that?
That's fine. That's fine. Because families have 501c3s. The Rockefeller stuff, So they're
the family is a 501c3.
Right. I mean, they have 501c3s that they benefit.
Right. Also,
Yeah, they got to do that to organize and to give money was a way. That's how they decide who's going to get money. So, no, there's ways to do it. It just has to be done legally.
Okay.
Okay. We talked about the 23EZ. That was number 6. So then the number 7, you want to market and grow your nonprofit. You got to figure out how we're going to grow it, how we're going to get our name out there. That needs to be a plan. You need to write a business plan for your 501, your nonprofit group, and make sure you maintain compliance. That was number 8. Okay.
The form needs everything in the note.
Yeah, and I put them on the bottom of the screen so you guys can see the names of those.
Okay. Now, one of the things, because especially with businesses, people that are in business that are on the board, I do recommend that. And Dre seems like he's my techie. You need to develop a portal where you can post things. There are some free ones out there, and I'll get that information to you. I don't have it with me today. I want to say boardeffect.com is one. Okay. But you can go in and have a portal where you store all of your legal documents, your minutes, your everything. So that whoever, you might wake up, I'm a night owl, I wake up at
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock in the morning. That's when I'm most productive. Like, I did this morning at 4 o'clock. And it's in my phone. And then I just lit it in my bed and I was like, okay, I need this, I need that. But anyway, so then that way they can wake up, they can go to the portal, and everything they need is right there. They ain't got to wait on you to do it. After every meeting, the minutes should be, once they've been approved and accepted they should be posted. Okay. You should keep a running total of what's going on money-wise. The money's just in the nonprofit. What profits are coming in, what donations are coming in, those type of things. So you do want to establish a portal for your group.
Okay, and what was the name of that one that you mentioned?
I think it's boardeffects.com. Okay. But I will definitely, I'm going to send you a couple of them.
Okay.
There's some
in the description below for you.
Yeah. And there's some that are very cost effective.
Okay.
And that's what you want to look for.
What's up, Masterminds? I know you guys weren't expecting to see me when I jumped on the camera just now, but as I was editing the footage, I figured out that all the audio clips from when Miss Earlene was talking about the last steps got cut off. So I'm going to actually bring them guys to you. I'm just going to read them from the paper as she left for us, so you guys can not miss all that good information that she was dropping for us. But before I get into that, I want to say thank you guys for continuing to watch the Pool Table Talks and supporting us as we try to grow this movement, not only for us, but for you guys to get this information out to you guys. So if you like the content that we're bringing, and make sure you subscribe so you do not miss other videos that we'll be dropping in the future. Also, I want to give a big thank you to Miss Earlene Mckee and who runs LBR Financial Tax Solutions for coming on and deciding to be a guest on our show, our first guest on our show actually, and drop some really dope gems about starting nonprofits, because that's something that's near and dear to our heart that we want to get into. And I know it's a lot of you guys that are watching that probably want to get into it as well. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get into these organizational steps. All right, firstly, you want to get a board portal for storing all founding documents and collaborating with new board members. All right, secondly, you want to write the articles of incorporation. Third, you want to write the bylaws. You want to file federal IRS form 1023, that's 1023. If your state requires it, you want to file state level tax exemption forms for your 501c3. You want to write out your nonprofit's mission statements as well as your vision statements. You want to write a business plan for your nonprofit. You want to identify source of your startup funds. You want to figure out where you will get the funds to sustain your organization or your nonprofit. You want to identify ways to measure the impact of your nonprofit. You want to set up an organizational structure with designated terms for board of directors. You want to set up a 1 year and 3 year budget for your nonprofit. You want to develop a marketing plan, which you can use by developing brochures or even creating a website for your nonprofit. You want to plan and launch the first fundraising event for your nonprofit. You want to make a resource development plan. You want to establish community partnerships. Now, these partnerships can be anywhere from mayors, churches, or even by hosting events in your community. And lastly, you want to write your basic ethics, conflict of interest, and whistleblower policies for your nonprofit. And those are your organizational steps. I'm going to have them listed on the side as I'm talking so you guys can read through them as well. But like I said before, thank you guys for watching this pool table talk. And thanks again to Miss Earlene Mckee. I'm going to leave all of her contact information on this side over here so you guys can be able to reach out to her if you want to find her. And like we said in the video, Miss Earlene, she handles all of our tax documents for our business, for me and Frank's business. So she's really good at what she does. She really got us out of the financial mess that was our finances and really got us on the right track to do everything that we needed to do to be a reputable business when it comes to looking at us on paper. So she's really good at what she does, guys. And if you want to reach out to her, like I said, her information will be right here. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Pool Table Talks, and make sure you tune in next week when we drop our next episode. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Peace. What's up, Mastermind?
It's always free time, start, talk to 7.